Hello boys and girls, and welcome back to another video on my channel. I'm Octopus, and today we are gonna take a look at Oland, Tier 8 Pan-European aka Swedish DD, one of the newest ship in the game. And as you can see, we are middle tier, because it's tier 9 matchmaking, even if you are facing a bunch of tier 7s as well. So in this sense it is not that bad. And there's not a carrier, so it's not a bad matchmaking for us, since the enemy team has only one raider, which is Chronicle, so it is not be that difficult to avoid that raider. There are 4 DDs, and which 2 of them are tier 9, so hence we have to pay some kind of attention. Speaking of the ship, Oland is the first tier 8 ship, the first European DD ship that I'm enjoying playing, because I started from the tier 7, the Skone, which in my opinion is pretty much underwhelming. On the other hand, Oland is a good tier 8 DD in my opinion, but I find that as a torpedo boat it is quite poor. As a gunboat for a tier 8 it is quite good in my opinion, so I advise you to spec for basically guns instead of torpedoes on the Oland. But then on the Oostergotland, the tier 9, you will in the Holland as tier 10, you want to spec for torpedoes, not for guns, because as gunboats at tier 9 and 10, they are not the best. Yes, they have decent DPM, but they are not quite on. There are a lot of DDs that are much better as gunboats. At tier 8, on the other hand, you can trade pretty well against pretty much all DDs besides Akizuki, for example, and I don't know, maybe Kid. You will struggle a little bit against Kid, but against the majority of the normal tier 8 DDs, you can outgun them if you can just disengage after a little engagement, because you have to use your heals. This is your big advantage, and you have to make use of your heals. So right now, my Chungmu, as you can see, this is a Raider Chungmu. It's a very ballsy move, run Raider on Chungmu, but he popped Raider way too early, because he was well outside the the range to Raider all the cap. So very early Raider from the Chungmu, it is not paying off. As you can see, we have only 2 launchers of 3 torpedoes each. So, and these torpedoes are pretty garbage. I mean, the speed is good, the concealment is not that good, but the damage that they deal is very poor. And these are the upgraded torpedoes, because the default torpedoes are the Skone ones, which deal like 7.5k best. So and these are the upgraded ones that deal like 10.7k, something like this, or 10.4. I mean, I'm not really entirely sure, but I can even check this in the replay, but whatever. Here we spot the Benson. We outspot the Benson by, or no, maybe not, I'm not sure, but whatever. We spotted the Benson, and we know that he is there, even if I don't have RPF. I mean, we can see that he is shooting from his smoke. And this is the good thing about these torpedoes, it is the very good reload time. But other than that, these torpedoes are pretty meh, so don't really rely on your torpedoes. Seems like this Benson has took a very good beating from somebody else, and we can try to finish the kill. Benson, we have the support of our Chungmu behind us, so in this sense we have a good support here. And let's see if we can finish this Benson here. It would greatly benefit my team. And the Amalfi secures the kill. So now we got rid of 1 DD here, and we took some damage, but as you can see, we can use our heal to take back some HP. And this is the point in the Holland. You don't want to sustain prolonged engagement without the DDs. You just want to knife fight them for a little bit, And if you can't kill the DD and you come under heavy pressure and heavy fire, you have to disengage, heal, and then you will have a second opportunity to just engage and contest the cap once again. But the key feature of Holland is multiple engagements, but for a short period of time. You don't want to engage targets for too much time, because your HP pool is fairly limited and you have to make use of your heals, and in order to do that, to do this, you have to you need some time basically. So right now we eliminated the Benson, which was the only D on this flank from the enemy team. We are capping C, and I'm looking forward to go towards B, because half of our team is here and the other half is on A. So in this sense, we split it up in a very good way.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Okay, my Chungmu is using the Benson smoke to farm a little bit. These torpedoes are kind of good. The Gneisenau, you can see the damage of these torpedoes is pretty much underwhelming. Also, the flooding chance is not the best, but still, you can. They are useful. We are caught by the Kronstadt radar, but Kronstadt radar is fairly short, and I mean, Kronstadt has not the best reload, best DPM. And yeah, the radar is already down. We are dodging some salvos on the Charles Martel, and we are good. At this point, we have all 3 caps. We have 2 ships advantage, and we are good in a very good. We seem to be in a very good shape, but you know, in World of Warships, especially in this last period, in the last months, everything can change in a blink of an eye. So never count on your team to just recognize that you have a clear advantage, and because they will do everything they can to just throw the match, aka win harder or something like this, because yeah, this is lately how World of Warships goes basically. I expected this Kronstadt to just reverse there, and these torpedoes are gonna miss. And now we lost under 2 ships, so we are equal on kill wise. We still hold the cap advantage, so we shouldn't do anything super stupid and super aggressive. But I think that this Kronstadt might be an issue for my Amalfi and my Bismarck, so I'm trying to get an angle here to maybe land a couple of torpedo hits, because we saw that he took a couple of torpedoes from the Chungmu, so, and that was most likely a flooding. So I'm looking forward to try to put a couple of hits on this Kronstadt, so maybe we can perma-flood him. And I'm moving towards B, because it seems like the northern flank is kind of collapsing. I do fear I will have to do something about that. Kronstadt seems to be turning out, so there is a slim chance that we can land 1 or 2 torpedoes. We will see. Seems like they are pretty good. Our prediction seems to be alright, and we land 3 torpedoes. No floodings, but is enough, since this Chungmu was, the Kronstadt was kind of low HP. So we got rid of the only radar that the enemy had. But as you can see, we lost 6, half of our team is dead so far. The enemy team lost only 4 ships, and yeah, at this point I think that at least one of the TDDs of the enemy team will try to contest B at some point, so I'm already moving towards B to prevent this from happening. As you can see, B is contested. Even if I don't have RPF, I heavily suspect that the energy is somewhere in front of me, because all the Ds were spotted like in this area. So I'm fully charging in, and there's the Chungmu, full HP Chungmu by the way. Even if it seems like he's not running through ability expert or is not fully reserved, because this HP pool is pretty low, 13.9. I'm not sure about the Chungmu HP pool. As you can see, we launched 1 salvo of torpedoes in the widespread and another one in the tighter one. But honestly, you should just stick with guns, because this is your main weapon on the Oland. Here I pop my speed boost to just dodge the torpedoes from the Yugumo that were launched in a very good way. And even if with only one gun, we can secure the kill here. There we go. So we can secure the kill on the tier 9 DD. Here I'm unlucky because this Charge Martel scores a fire with the only hit that he scores on me when I was already out of my damage control party. So we are gonna hit a perma fire here, but okay. I use my repair party, so sorry, my damage con just dodge the torpedo from the Yugumo, and yeah, this was pretty lucky with the hits on us. Here we spot a Kitakaze. Of course, Kitakaze is a tier 9 DD, and we cannot even think about competing with the Kitakaze gun-wise. So we have to disengage absolutely from the Kitakaze. We can't do anything against him. Unless we are able to torpedo him inside his smoke, but gun-wise, Kitakaze just eats Oland. So don't even try to engage Kitakazes in the Oland because you will heavily lose the battle, the engagement, because he has way more HP than you have, and he has way more DPM than you have. So these torpedoes seem pretty good, but in reality they are gonna miss. So no luck in this sense, either on the King George or the Gneisenau. I heavily suspect that the Kitakaze is gonna pop up in front of the King George here. So I'm already launching torpedoes in that area, in the general direction. But as I said, we have to disengage because the enemy is gonna push into this cap because they are down on points, even if they have 2 ships more. And yeah, we can't really afford to get spotted by the Kitakaze and engage him, because no, we will lose this battle heavily. We are gonna land 2 torpedoes on the King George that used his damage con, so no floodings for this reason. But now we are spotting them for the rest of our team. But the Skone torps the Akatsuki in the smoke, so now there's nobody contesting the B cap. And once again, we have to run, because what you cannot do in the Oland is sustain a lot of fire, incoming fire towards you from multiple ships. You are good in engaging single targets, for example DDs. They are not IGN torpedo gunboats, but you are not good at facing incoming fire from multiple ships, because you are quite a big DD. You stand up quite high in the water, and your maneuverability is not the best. If you don't have your speed boost, your speed is not optimal. So you really have to pay attention on what you do, what you not do. There is a smoke in front of the King George, so we torpedoed the King George, but we killed the King George with 2 torpedoes. But I heavily suspect that one of these torpedoes might have hit the Kitakaze. We will see about that, because as you can see, the Kitakaze seems to be right next to the King George wreck. So there is a slim chance that we torpedo the Kitakaze in the process. If this is the case, it would be awesome. Here I secured the kill on the Gneisenau, so this is my 4th kill. And somehow we are still 4v5, but now we don't have the cap advantage anymore. So we can still have the chance here to win. As you can see, my Amalfi and my Donskoy are sailing on the 9 and 10 line for absolutely no reason. And this is why I'm pinging there, because I really want these 2 cruisers to get into play, to get into the action, because right now we're gonna lose this match otherwise. And yeah, we really need this Donskoy to do something, because he is on our only radar ship, so he's our best asset to try at least to kill the Kitakaze, because otherwise nobody else can kill this Kitakaze. I cannot kill the Kitakaze for sure with 8k HP. He has like half HP, so even if he had like 4k HP, I would most likely lose this engagement with him, because as his DPM is simply way too much for me. as I already said. So I'm trying to just rob around, launch some torpedoes. The Amalfi, okay. We score a torpedo hit on the Charles Martel, or maybe it is the Kitakaze, I'm not sure here. I didn't pay too much attention. It seems like it is on the Kitakaze, so this is good, but as I already said, the alpha on these torpedoes is pretty poor. Nice, Donskoy manages to kill the Martel, but we lost the Amalfi in the process, so we are still one ship down. We still have the point advantage, but we don't have the cap advantage, so with this advantage it's not gonna last too much. Right now I'm looking to top this NC, which is the only thing remaining in B besides the Kitakaze that we know that is kind of here around somewhere. This Donskoy, as we can see, is quite, I mean, he's quite healthy, and he's also healing, so he shouldn't have a hard time just closing a little bit the distance with the NC and dealing with the NC that is quite low on HP, but instead he's just sailing away for absolutely no reason, and this is why I'm pinging him. I really need him to just do something, just be more aggressive. I scored a torpedo hit. This one is on the Kitakaze for sure, so we know that the Kitakaze took a torpedo for sure, and in this might seem a very good chance for us to just go and kill the DNC, but what I need is this Donskoy to just close the distance, maybe radar the Kitakaze and kill the Kitakazes while so then I can kill the DNC maybe. But this Donskoy seems to be very, very slow on his moves. I don't know. Right now I'm going to contest B because we need to, as you can see, we lost the, what was it, the Bismarck or something like this. So we are down 2 against 4. And yeah, the enemy has the point advantage, has the cap advantage. These torpedoes are a little bit unlucky because the NC fit perfectly in the gap between torpedoes. She's shooting HE as well, so maybe she's expecting to spot me. Maybe this is the reason why. But yeah, here I'm trying to see what she is doing. She seems to be turning in for launch torpedoes on the right side of the white line to kind of predict what she's do. Seems like she's gonna go nose in against the Donskoy, which is respectable because in NC you want to do things like this. She keeps shooting HE, which is kind of scary for me, but at this point I know that I don't rely too much on this Donskoy because he seems to not be able to even land decent hits on this NC that is spotting me, because I wanted to try to enter the cap, but I wasn't able to enter undetected. NC seems to be a secondary build as well. I'm gonna launch torpedoes and I'm gonna open up on him with guns as well to speed up this thing, because this Donskoy seems to be unable to do anything valuable on this NC. Switching to AP since the NC is kind of close range and she's showing us broadside. And let's go for some AP on his main belt. The damage is not really too much. Maybe I could have just stick with HE. Secure the NC finally. Final volley on course an overpen. Switching back to HE, because as you can see, C cap is contested, and I assume it is the Kitakaze, that he should be kind of low HP, and in a very smart move, he went to C to contest and to prevent us from winning point-wise. Donskoy is still kind of, I don't know how he got so low on HP, and it seems like he's gonna be killed by the Azuma. This is the point. This Donskoy basically lost us the match. Now we are spotting this Kone. He's completely full HP. We have only 7k HP, but I don't have any option here. I have to engage this Kone. And as you can see, the damage that we are dealing to this Kone, it is quite good. We are juking some of his shells as well, so we're taking down this Kone basically almost. If it wasn't for this fucking Kitakaze, I would have killed this Kone kind of easy. We killed this Kone regardless, but the Kitakaze got me basically. And yeah, that was the issue. If the Donskoy would have helped me with the Kitakaze, it would have been a kind of an easy win, I mean a win. But with no time on the clock, the enemy is gonna win this match regardless. So these are the final results: 112k damage, 6 kills, Confederate and Kraken. We decapped 4 times and we captured 2 caps solo. As you can see, the base XP is quite high for a loss, 2.1k, even more than the first guy on the enemy team. So this was quite a quite solid performance, but unfortunately we didn't manage to win, as you just saw. Data report, as you can see, we damaged a lot of DDs. For example, this Kone and the Yugumo, we took them apart, almost entirely. We dealt some damage to also some tier 9 ships as well, so this increases our base XP. Some damage upon spotting as well. And as you can see, the majority of the damage came from our torpedoes, but a very good amount came from our guns, especially on the DDs. Yeah, as you can see, we torped Kitakaze. As you can see, almost 10k in this because he took a torpedo from us. We damaged all 4 DDs, even the Benson took 6k from us, so percentage-wise, this was a very good damage on a lot of ships. And credits almost 1 million with all the modifiers, of course, because I was grinding this line, so while you grind the XP, you grind also credits usually. So this is my Oland. Module-wise, I think you should go first for torpedoes, honestly, because the damage of these torpedoes, which are this Kone one, it is so pitiful. I mean, those are not great either, but at least you pass 10k alpha, so psychologically speaking, it is it is something at least. And yeah, because these one are a joke. And after you use the torpedoes, in my opinion, just go for the hull. Even if Oland, as I said, is a kind of a gunboat, closer is gunboat, you don't need this one because your shell arcs are so slow. Your shells are so slow, so you don't really have pretty much the occasion to just gunboat in the open and spamming ships from distance. At least in my opinion. Upgrade wise, this one, if you're not running the detonation flag. If you are running detonation flag, as I recommend, you just go for main armament modification 1 to preserve your main batteries and your torpedo tubes. Here you go for engine boost. You can either choose to go for defensive AA, but if you're not facing carriers, this will be pretty much useless, while this one you will always benefit from. If you don't have any of these 2 call upgrades, you can just go for damage control system modification 2, I guess. This one, if you're running a last stand, doesn't really matter too much. Here, you don't go for this one, of course, on any ship pretty much. Your distribution is not great, but using this one, you can go for it because of the torpedo tubes, but all in all, I think torpedo tubes modification 1 is far better, all in all. Here I choose propulsion. I don't know. Steering gear vulnerability is already very good, so no point going for steering gears. Just go for propulsion. And here, of course, concealment, because anything else is pretty much useless on DDs. Okay, captain wise, I will show you the Oland captain, which is same. The build I was running might not be the best one because it was kind of I wasn't really sure about my build, but this is what I was running. So priority target, last stand. I would go for superintendent first, then concealment expert, then you take survivability expert, then torpedo armament expertise, and adrenaline rush, and finally preventive maintenance. Here, this is a kind of a build that synergizes well with the Ostergotland, because here, I mean, I'm running this one for some AA, which is, this is a kind of a weird setup because it's kind of a hybrid. But on Oland, if you want to go full gunboat, as I kind of recommend, you can just switch this one for BFT to have some more DPM on your main guns. So if you encounter an enemy DG, you can take him down with guns pretty much easily. If you're not facing like Izuki or I don't know, Kid, something like this. All the other DDs at tier 8, you should be able to take them down with guns. You don't go for AFT because, as I said, your shell arcs are pretty long, and you will struggle. You struggle hitting targets at close range. Just imagine hitting targets at long range. So this is it. You can maybe switch. I don't know. I don't think this is flavor. Yeah, you can switch it for BFT or even something else like some 2-point skills if you want. But I think this is quite a solid build all in all. What else? Yeah, flag wise, let's take the Oland back. These are the flags that you want to run: detonation, heal, speed, faster consumables, AA, because your AA is not bad. And I would recommend this one also if you can, because the flooding chance on these torpedoes is not the best. So if you can increase it by slotting this flag, please do. If you want, you can go for fire flags, this one and this one, but you know, you don't really need fires. You just need pure DPM. So this was my Oland commentary, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, just leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, share the video with your friends if you want, and subscribe to the channel if you didn't already. You know, every kind of support is very much appreciated. And if you want, I will leave you the link of my Twitch account in the description of the video, so just hop in and take a look at it if you want. Have a great rest of the day then. See you next time.